Just sum up what it means to the fans, Phil.
Well, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? And we've talked an awful lot about the emotion and what the Lions mean. And take away the cost of what people have had to save to go to travel. You know, 35,000, I believe, in that stadium today.
Yeah.
Which is just incredible. Representing, there's no other sport in the world that can bring countries together and form not just a team to compete against the best in the world, but for people to share an experience, travel together to support one team. It's unique, it is special, and I'm very proud to be associated with the game because it's just sets itself aside from any other sport in that sense. The Ryder Cup, perhaps to a degree,
yeah,
but even this is totally different.
Yeah.
And to win a series, it just gives everyone a lift.
It's only happened 5 times in 125 years. So this victory follows the ones in 1971, 74, 89 and 97, as Hayley was mentioning. So just put this into context, in the whole sort of history of this titanic battle, this achievement by this crop of players, 4 times done before now.
I know it's very difficult to compare because old tours would have gone on for 2 or 3 months, a lot more games, the professional era. But for me, I'm happy to say that is one of the greatest Lions performances I've seen in modern times. The way in which they went about their business today, the scoreline, going into the game with the selections, what we'd seen previously in the previous 2 tests. Absolutely stunning performance.
What about Lee Halfpenny? He's been named the man of the series. Metronomic kicking. In fact, we'll talk about Lee Halfpenny in just a moment because they've just lifted the trophy and there we can see Sam Warburton involved as well, as you would hope, as you would expect. He wasn't on the pitch today, but leadership comes in many forms, doesn't it, Phil?
No, of course it does, and I'm sure he would have loved to have been there, and I think we all would have liked to have seen the tour captain there, but he would have had a huge influence on this touring party. I think the decision was right to make him captain, and Warren said all along that, you know, with injuries, and it may not be that your captain will play all the time, but he can be extremely proud of his team. And the one thing and the lovely thing about today, having been fortunate enough to have achieved and won cups and trophies, you can take this away, you remember it for the rest of your life, and no one can take it away from you. This British and Irish Lions team won a Test series in 2013 in Australia and deserved it. It showed a huge amount of character, guts, determination, yes, game plan, yes, ability, but it all came from within. There were times in that game today when they could have said, do you know what? It's not going to quite happen. They dug deep and showed real character and tenacity. More
of those scenes, by the way, on Sky Sports F1 HD. But just to return to Lee Halfpenny, because, of course, he suffered the agony of that penalty right at the death in the second test, which could have won it with a game to spare. But, of course, he didn't quite have the legs to go over. And to recover from that and to really put up and show up again today and play a pivotal part in one of the tries
it shows great
as well.
ability, but it shows great mental strength. And to think 7 days ago, the disappointment and how you deal with that. You know, Lee today has had a superb game, not just with the kicking, the place kicking. His positioning has been brilliant, fielded all the high balls, he's created tries. Just an all-round, just a fantastic game, and has led by example. And I think with that performance, it's steadied and helped other players in the team. Just Mr. Reliable. Doesn't seem no matter what happens, you know it's safe. It's Lee Halfpenny. You know, just a man of steel. And great to watch, thoroughly enjoyed watching the game, and just showing the Youngs brothers, Ben and Tom Youngs, there holding the trophy on the screen. What a day for those guys, 2 brothers sharing, you know, what is a wonderful occasion. Jonathan Sexton, I thought, had one of his best games today, really controlled the game, and lots of talk about the midfield with the Welsh pairing and O'Brien O'Driscoll, really stepped up and controlled and drove this Lions team around. But it all started from the forwards. Adam Jones, outstanding. Richard Hibbard, Alex Corbisiero, Alan Wynne-Jones. Those guys just set the standard right from the beginning. The scrum, momentum, referee, psychological battle with Australia, got them on the back foot. The Aussies came back, but they just didn't have enough, and the Lions ran riot in the end.